I woke up, I looked at the headlines, and I thought, man, this is a really bad day for Donald Trump. And let me explain why. So, the Wall Street Journal, sort of the preeminent business publication in the country, read by every CEO and company executive, both in America and internationally, has this headline: Dow headed for worst April since 1932 as investors send no confidence signal. And in that story, there is this paragraph. The Dow Jones Industrial Average shed almost 1,000 points on Monday and is headed for its worst April performance since 1932. The S&P's 500 performance since Inauguration Day is now the worst for any president up to this point in data going back to 1928. Investopedia says that the S&P has lost 14% of its value, the most drop in the first 3 months of any American presidency ever. Ever. What does it all mean? Donald Trump was expressly elected to lower prices and reduce inflation. He ran on that. He insisted Joe Biden didn't know how to do it, and he did. Among the 1/3 of voters on Election Day 2024 who said the economy was the most important issue to them, Donald Trump won 81% to Kamala Harris's 18%. In the first 3 months of his presidency, it is hard to imagine that handling of the economy going worse. Now, the stock market is not the economy, as any economist will tell you. At the same time, the stock market is a leading indicator of how companies and investors feel about the state of the American economy and its what it means globally. And for the average person who doesn't follow this stuff all that closely, the stock market is sort of what they view as, if the stock market's good, they feel pretty good about the economy and their own personal lives. If the stock market's down, they get worried and think things are going wrong, and that leads to this vicious cycle where they spend less, the economy gets worse, et cetera, et cetera. So the most recent drop, the 1,000-point drop in the Dow Jones on Monday, as well as the major drop in the S&P, was due, predictably, to Donald Trump continuing to go after the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, suggesting that he should be terminated, saying that he's Mr. Too Slow, that Powell is too hesitant about lowering interest rates. Okay, even speculating about getting rid of Powell is driving markets downward. I think because markets think, well, if Powell's gone, who's going to worry about inflation? Because Donald Trump does not appear to be very focused on that. So even the threat of the possibility of getting rid of Powell, which legally it's not even clear if Trump can get rid of Powell, but that's a whole other conversation, is driving markets down. In addition to his tariffs, in addition to all the uncertainties injected into the markets, if Donald Trump keeps up attacking Jerome Powell or tries to fire him, I think you're going to see just a drastic tanking of the markets, even beyond what we've already seen. But I do think it is important to take a step back. We are talking about the worst drop in the Dow since 1932, the worst drop in the S&P 500 since 1928. These are historic levels of losses. Now, if you're a Trump advocate, you will say, well, all investors got so excited after the election, but before Trump took over, they didn't take him seriously on tariffs. Stocks got overinflated. Maybe, but the drop is still the drop, and the down arrows are still the down arrows, and the charts that show drastic loss across the board are still the losses across the board. By the way, U.S. Treasury bonds are down. The dollar is at its lowest mark in 3 years. So it's not just the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. It's every marker is flashing red. And the question now is, what does Donald Trump do about it? His natural inclinations are, yes, tariffs are a good thing, and he doesn't like Jerome Powell. Okay. But what he is currently doing is not working if he cares about the stock market and overall economic confidence among the American public. I think he does care about that. But he has to change something, because this I cannot imagine, for a president elected on the "it's the economy" stupid, I cannot imagine a series of moves, whether it's tariffs, the Jerome Powell talk, just uncertainty and unpredictability, a series of moves over the first 3 months of an administration that would do more to upend exactly why he was elected and undermine people's confidence in him. Again, it makes no sense politically what he's doing. It candidly doesn't make a whole lot of economic sense if you believe the stock market. So does he continue on this path? Does he change? Can he figure out a way to help the markets rebound? These are the questions. But again, historic levels of losses. This is not standing too close to the picture and losing context. If you step back, you're talking about losses bigger than we've had in almost 100 years in the Dow Jones and in the S&P 500. All right, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. I should have said at the beginning. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It's easy and it's free. What could be better than that? All right, everyone. Take care.